Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today I'm going to be doing the cookie book tag. Dun dun dun. So in quarantine I've been making way too many desserts, way too many cookies, and so I know people have done a cookie book tag before, but my questions are a little bit different. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the book tag. Yeah. First and foremost, we have sugar cookies. And for sugar cookies, what is your favorite classic? For me, that answer is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Now, a bunch of people don't like this book, but I love this book. And I love it for its themes, the disillusionment. Okay, we read this book in Ballard's class, and we all loved it. My next question is, fortune cookies. What is a book that was so predictable, either in a good way or a bad way? For me, this book is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and it was definitely in a bad way. I didn't like this book, and an aspect I didn't like about it was that it was so predictable, and not in a good way. You knew what was gonna happen before it happened. So I was like, yikes, literally. Next we have Thin Mints. And because I actually don't like Thin Mints, and everyone's like, oh, I'll tell you, why don't you like Thin Mints? I'm making this question, what is a book that you could do without? And for that, I'm gonna say The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. That book was not my cup of tea. They said, oh, we're gonna have, vampires in New Orleans, and it's gonna be great. So I go in there expecting vampires in New Orleans, and it's just convoluted, nonsensical mystery that doesn't really make sense. We never really have any clues as to why we're getting to the villain, and also it's just didn't like it. Next question, we have Gingerbread. So what is a book that reminds you of the holidays? And for me, that book is My True Love Gave to Me, which is a compilation of 12 holiday stories by various authors like Holly Black, Allie Carter, Matt De La Pena, Gail Foreman, Jenny Hahn, David Leviathan, Kelly Link, Myra McIntyre, Stephanie Perkins, Rainbow Rowell, Lanny Taylor, Kirsten White, and edited by Stephanie Perkins. Yes, so this book just reminds you of the holidays, probably because it's during the holidays time. It's just a great book to read. The next cookie is peanut butter cookies, and because some people may have peanut allergies, the question for this book is, what is a book that you love that may make other people sick? And for me, that book is Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. Now, I only have the second book because I read the first book on Kindle. I haven't even read this book yet, but so many people were talking so much trash about Glittering Court, and I was like, I loved it. What are you talking about? This book is good. So I can't wait to read this book. Let me know if you want a book review on this book in the comments below. But yeah, I love this series, and I love Rochelle Mead. So next we have Samoas or Caramel Delights. Now a little bit about this, depending on where you live in the US, Caramel Delights, they're either called Caramel Delights or Samoas. And basically, they're my favorite cookie. And I eat them all really quickly, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, there are no more cookies. I wish the cookies had stayed just a little bit longer, that I had just a little bit more self-restraint. So my question is, what is a book or series that you wish lasts longer? And for me, that book is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. So I love Morgan Matson's contemporaries. They're really good. Sometimes they have a chance of being really dark and depressing, but this one wasn't that depressing. We had our main character realizing how she wasn't living her life to the fullest, and then she started living her life to the fullest. But at the end, I just wanted some things to happen and just wish there was just a little bit more, maybe like another more 300 pages. Just a little bit more, that's not that much. Could've been done. Next, we have Oatmeal Raisin. So I wanna know, what is your favorite nonfiction book? My favorite nonfiction book is The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, and I love this book. So it's basically a compilation of letters and essays that Du Bois wrote, talking about how life was like after Reconstruction and all these facets that have trickled down from slavery and racism. So it's just a really good book to read. I read this in Ballard's class again, and I loved it. So that's my favorite nonfiction book. Next, we have Snickerdoodle, and I want to know, what is a book that has top tier snarkiness and banter? So get it? Like snicker, like Snickerdoodle. So for me, I didn't pick a book. I picked a play, The Importance of Being Earnest. Once again, this is something from Ballard's class, but I don't care. Okay, The Importance of Being Earnest is the greatest play known to mankind. So basically what happens is there's this guy, right, named Ernest, but he's not really named Ernest, and things happen to him. Read the play. It's short. You can see, like, it's like really short. It's like 72 pages. It's so good. Let me just like read something for you that's like funny. Let me just say, this is a quick repost, and it's, oh, flowers are as common here, Miss Fairfax, as the people are in London. So that interests you, I suggest picking this bad boy up. It's a quick read, like I said. Next, we have Chocolate Chip. It's a staple. It's a staple. So what is your go-to reread? And for me, my go-to reread is The Lux Chronicles, and most particularly Oblivion. So this is my paperback copy of Oblivion. I have the full-length copy of Oblivion on my Kindle because that is actually the first 3 books of the Lux Chronicles from Damon's point of view. I have reread this book so many times. Like, literally, there has been a point where I have an exam the next day and I'm like, I just feel like rereading this. So I reread it. It's my go-to. And it's by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Also, this bad boy is by Oscar Wilde, in case you didn't know. My last cookie is White Chocolate Macadamia Nut Cookie. And this, because it's kind of a mouthful, what book is a monster? Like, what book is just so big and it's so dense and it's so packed with information, with characters? Like, this is like a whole rounded book that was a beast for you to conquer. Oh, that book. That's the book I'm talking about. And for me, that book is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. So obviously, can't tell you much about this book, because if I tell you about this book, it'll spoil the Infernal Devices trilogy, and I'm not going to do that to you because it's a great trilogy. I'm just going to tell you to read all of Cassandra Clare's books in publication order so that you can read this book and enjoy it with all of the glory of this book. That concludes my book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to do the book tag, guess what? You're tagged. And also let me know your favorite cookie. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell notification so you don't miss out on when I post. So now all that's left to say is bye-bye.